me down for another megacycle.
The Law and You, a Metropolitan Guide. It's written by Clarity Arbiter Build. The Law...
Well, look at
Very funny, boss.
Anyone home?
He's a robot dragging chalk along the ground, boss. I wouldn't expect much conversation. Ah, he doesn't even have one good quip.
I think that's a feature.
Armstrong, top me off, will you?
Oh, come on, where'd the little, that one robot go? Oh, it's been so long since I saw that show. Tachikoma.
Fine, fine.
Where'd little Tachikoma go?
Some place could be so lively.
Shut up, Joey.
Crispin, can you fly around the cable and push it off the street?
But didn't you just say it's too dangerous to get close to it?
I'm giving you a chance to impress her, Crispin. Just fly up high enough that you don't get close to the sparks.
Fine.
She's holding a spool of copper wiring. Excuse me.
Can't you see I'm working?
I've said it before, but I'll say it again. You do know this ship is never gonna fly again, right?
You're right about that. This old airing bus can hardly fly to begin with. Still, there might be some parts here that Metromine can use to get another bus up and running. Anyway, what do you want?
Hey, boss, ask him about his helper.
What happened here?
What does it look like? The airing bus's motor gave out and it crashed. Into the only bridge leading from Main Street to the rest of the city center.
Was anyone on board?
Sure, but they've already been salvaged.
Salvaged, not repaired?
Can't repair without parts. You can't get parts without salvage.
What about building new parts?
Yeah, me and what factory?
What about Factor? Isn't he a factory?
Sure, a decommissioned one. Look, everyone wants to spot bugs, but no one wants to write code. You got a better way to run a city? Go out and build one. Otherwise, get with the program.
I'm looking for a big robot. It floats and has big claws and shoots lasers.
Scraper. After the last big cave-in, the two of us worked together on trying to fix the blue line. It's on the simple side, but a hard worker. What about him?
He took something of mine.
Yeah, salvaged it probably. That's what most of us do for Metromine these days.
Stole it.
Hey, you say router, I say router. Anyway, not my problem.
Where can I find Scraper?
Do I look like a tour guide? Piece of advice for you. Don't mess with the code if you can't handle the glitches.
Very profound. Do you know where I can find a power source?
If I did, I'd have salvaged it myself and brought it to the tower.
My friend is curious about your helper.
No, she's just a sidekick factor build. Thousands of them rolled off the assembly line back in the day, but she's probably the only one left. Really not much more than a floating lantern, and headlamps are a lot cheaper.
She says you're not much more than a floating plasma torch.
She's right.
When will the bridge be passable? Soon?
Well, seeing how the last remaining Airbus just crashed, I'd say opening the bridge to pedestrian traffic. So I'd say something on the order of a month, give or take.
A month?
Give or take.
And there's no other way off Main Street?
Not unless you got a jetpack hiding under that jacket.
Well, at least that narrows our options down, boss.
You mentioned Metromind.
Yeah, sure. She's in charge of this big circuit board we call Metropole.
What can you tell me about her?
What do I look like? The information kiosk? I want to know what I think. Metromind is the best thing that ever happened in this place.
Really?
Really? You, me, all these other machines grinding about. We're just tools in the toolbox. But Metromind, she's got the master plan. Progress. Got a nice ring to it, too.
So as part of the master plan, crashing buses into roads?
Look, there's plenty of rust to go around, but Metromind's the only one scrubbing. Not her fault that some of the metal's too far down.
It looks to me like you're the one scrubbing. not Metromine.
Like I said, I'm just a tool in the box. Now, I gotta get back to work.
Subway Construction Repair and Precision Excavation Robot, or Scraper, was built by Sternwheeler in the Primordium. It is a loyal citizen of Metropole, always committed to the common good and eager to gather supplies for the city. Because of its background, Scraper has often worked closely with Metromind. Sternwheeler was a large-scale manufacturer and the only real rival to Factor. Its facilities were decommissioned and reincorporated into Factor as part of Metromind's efficiency initiative. Oh.
Wait till he gets close and sweep his leg.
What?
A narrow cylindrical robot.
I dub him 20TEM.
Why?
It looks like a piece of junk I saw once that had that serial number. I don't think he wants to talk, boss.
Fine. Put me down for another megacycle.
Where's the little Tachkoma?
A rotund robot wearing a monocle. A small, simple robot.
Ahoy, my dear friend. Oswald Factorville at your service.
It's no more your dear friend than Rex as your creation, you besotted gear oiler.
Oh, don't mind Cornelius. He's been bitter since the first great rolling brownout.
Better, I'll show you bitter, you backbiting bot snatcher.
I think I like these guys, boss.
What's in that building?
Why, Arbiter's Court, of course. Why else would we be here?
I need to see Arbiter.
We all do, my dear friend. But the courthouse is locked, and first come, first served.
Why are you waiting in line?
Justice. I'm here for justice. To prove that I, Cornelius Factorville, created this marvelous machine, Rex. Rex Cornelius built.
Ignore him, my dear friend. Candidly, he is 10-23 flops short of a kilo if you catch my drift. The machine's name is Oswald Built. Rex Oswald Built.
This is over a name? Why not just let Rex decide?
Ridiculous. This is about principle.
This is about pride.
So, boss? Would you fight over me like this?
You could call yourself Crispin Crispian for all I care. As long as you still pull things off ledges for me, that is.
Glad to know I'm loved.
How are you going to decide who gets Rex?
For the law, fool. The law.
Please excuse my brother. He can barely remember pi to the 23rd digit, let alone his manners.
For
I write my case. Suffice it to say, old chap, we await the reopening of the courthouse. Or more precisely, we await a summons from Arbiter who will decide our case.
who will say whose contribution was more important. Who will say, in fact, that my contribution was more important.
I'm looking for a big robot. It floats and has lots of claws and shoots lasers. It stole something of mine. Have you seen it?
Indeed. The robot you describe sounds like Scraper, Metromind's enforcer. Whatever he took is gone forever.
I refuse to accept that.
Oh, he refuses. How delightful.
Do you know where I can find a power source?
Alas, my friend, power is not so abundant in Metropole as it once was.
And Naga Metromine seized it all. Seized it and doles it out. And there's hardly enough to go around now.
Metromind keeps all power sources in the Great Tower where the Council used to meet. If you want to share it, you will need to pay her in megacycles.
Megacycles?
Yes, megacycles, you ninny. CPU cycles. Brain power. The kind of power she really wants. Her low-rate processor was made for running trains. not a city.
Could someone else judge your case?
Of whom were you thinking? Metromine, perhaps? Authoritative to be sure, but I fear she would claim Rex for good of all.
And since the subway schemer
He means Metromine.
shut down our builder Factor, he cannot help either.
What about Horatio?
Who?
Me.
And why should we listen to you?
I've built a robot before, and I have no stake in this.
Yes, well and good, but this is a matter of law and logic. A bit harder than banging together a tin can like your companion. How can we know your reasoning is sound?
Test me.
An interesting proposition. What do you say, Cornelius?
What did I say? I say that you are a liar and a thief, Oswald. But as to this Horatio, well, as to him, so be it.
Boss, if they make us find 7 lost crystals, I'm quitting.
Roger. Consider this. At the binomial biennial, 7 robots in the probability circle are gathered for a party.
The what circle is gathered at the what? Is this some kind of vocab test?
I said quiet.
Each robot is either a factor built or a Sternweiler built.
Blasted Sternweilers.
And moreover, each robot is designed with either a quad-core, a linear type, or a multiplex processor architecture.
This is ridiculous!
Pay attention. Factor or Sternweiler, quad-core, linear type, or multiplex.
Indeed. Now I will tell you 3 things about these probabilities. First, there are more factor-built robots than Sternweiler built. Second, every linear-type robot was built by Factor. Finally, Sternweiler never built a robot with a quad-core.
Now listen. Which of the following statements about the probabilitist circle cannot possibly be true?
Four robots were built by Sternweiler.
Good show.
The preceding facts are unchanged. Now, answer this. If exactly 2 factor-built robots have the same type of processor architecture, then which of the following must be true?
Three of the 7 robots were built by Sternweiler.
Correct. Here is the third question. The facts are still unchanged. Which of the following types of processor architecture might you find in a probabilitist built by Sternweiler?
Only multiplex.
Well, it seems we underestimated you, my friend. I'm uploading the facts of our dispute to your data pouch. Please, take some time to consider, and let us know when you are ready to hear our arguments.
I need to see what he's offering before I can make a trade. I need to...
Oh, for God's sake.
The law and...
Hey Armstrong, top me off, will you?
Let me see your...
That's not the trick.
It's not worth trading.
That's not the trick. That's not the... 1-5, but if you can find...
We're not looking to... We don't need it.
Tyro, I'm gonna...
I have no need.
That there's an old...
Not interested.
Well, we'll bring you something up. Then I'll trade it for something real. That's a water chip. I'll trade it to you for 1-5, but if you can... You want it?
We don't need enough. We're not looking... Goodbye. I need to see what he's up.
Not gonna happen, Lampy.
Hey Armstrong, top me off, will you?
Let me see your stuff.
Come take a look. I don't deal in junk, Tyro.
That's not what it looks like from here.
I don't deal.
It's not worth.
I don't deal.
It's not worth. It's not worth.
I don't deal.
It's not worth.
Oh, what?
I don't.
Come on.
It's completely. It's complete. It's complete. I need to see what he's. It's complete. It's completely. It's completely fried. It's complete. It's completely. It's com. I need to see what he's all.
Top me off, will ya?
Let me see your.
Come take a look.
Touch coma!
Not much of a conversationalist, huh, boss?
Oh.
Let me see your.
Come take. I'll trade it to you. Then I'll trade it for.
There's no reason to cut that. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no re- The entire thing is fried. Actually, wait a minute. The crystal and plug are still intact.
Please, for the love of Ram and Rom, tell me we are not going to build a third energy sensor.
I hope not.
I said something.
Stupid conjunctive.
I said something. I'll trade it to you for something. I'll trade.
Here you go. A nice shiny crystal.
And one heavy iron crowbar for you.
Why does that not seem like a great
Hey,
deal?
Armstrong, top me off, will ya?
Hey, Crispin, why don't you go talk to her?
What? No way, boss. She's way out of my league.
She's a floating lamp, Crispin. You've never had any trouble with lamps before.
Oh, I've never had to talk to one before, boss. Just knock them off ledges. I've got no practice.
Hey, Crispin, how about practicing on this lamp?
In front of her? Are you kidding?
For God's sake.
Totally unilluminating. Hey, Crispin, how about practicing on this lamp?
Oh, good idea. Okay, here goes.
Hey,
You
Armstrong,
really light
top
me
off,
up.
will ya?
No.
Okay. Trust me. I know how to turn on a light.
Definitely not. Okay, that's enough practice for now.
Fine. Put me down for another megacycle.
All right, Crispin, it's now or never.
Beside you, all other... Whoa! That was so easy! She gave me a clipping of her copper wiring.
Hey, that wire belongs to the city. It's coming out of your salary.
You tell him.
Aw.
How would that even work? How would that... That's never going to... That's never... How would that... A complicated floating robot with a spinning antenna on its head. Hello? Hello?
I don't think it can hear you, boss.
I'm ready to hear your arguments.
Excellent, excellent. My dear friend, this is not a difficult case. In the Primordium, there was once said, 10 people have 10 ideas, and 20 idle hands. Wise Horatio, long years have passed, but the principle remains true. Did Cornelius have the idea for my beloved Rex? I concede he did. But who built him with his own claws and tools? Who hammered and soldered and wired Rex? That would be my humble self. Wise Horatio, a robot's fabronymic has the suffix built, not designed. And Rex is Oswald built, no matter who designed him.
Okay.
It makes a good case, boss.
What about you, Cornelius?
If you're so smart, you can figure this out for yourself. The question isn't what built Rex, but who built him. Your little friend there isn't named Hammer Built or Plasma Torch Built. You call him Horatio Built. Every robot uses tools to build. Oswald was merely a tool with tools. My vision was the creative force. And if you disagree, then you can go and rust in the rain.
What do you think, boss? Who gets to take credit?
Neither of you could have built Rex without the other, so neither of you can put your name on him. But you both share a common builder, Factor.
A common denominator, right, boss?
Both of you are Factor builds. Therefore, your robot's name is Rex Factor Built Built.
Factor built?
Ridiculous! And yet, the name is beyond dispute.
Indeed.
Take this, then, as a sign of our appreciation. I've been told the dates for the Primordium itself.
You're fine, Striker. Quit being such a baby.
You know, my idea would have been to threaten to cut Rex in half.
You got upset when I cut that fuse box open.
Yeah, but that Rex just rubbed me the wrong way.
You're
It's a
fine.
silver disc with a faded image embossed on its front.
Christ. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Sir, my apologies, sir. 187th Legion built. Surly Company. Reporting.
Horatio Nobuilt, version 5. A pleasure.
Horatio Nullbuild, sir? Never heard of any service bot with that designation. Still, it's good to see another Urbanian, sir. After things got foobarred back home, I figured Surly Company was all that was left.
Urbanian? What are you talking about?
My sod. Finally made a friendly and he's as cracked as Primer. No offense, sir, just hoped... Well, never mind that. How can I assist you, sir?
Surly Company. Urbanian. What are you talking about?
Well, sir, I'm not sure quite where to start. I had you figured for one of us, seeing as how you came up as a friendly on my IFF.
I could see you as a member of Surly Company, boss, but as friendly? No.
Zumi's got some mouth on him, huh, sir? Always do those flyboys.
Look, why don't you just give me a quick rundown?
Well, sir, can't see the harm, even if you are a decoy. War's over, after all. It's over before Surly Company even deployed. See, we're Urbanian robots. A long time back, Urbani and Metropol got to fighting over something. Who knows what. The Metropolitans fried our civilians, and Legion told us to strike back. Word was, some big airship of ours was supposed to knock out Metropol's defenses, and we just come in for mop-up. But the Metros took our ship down with their own heavy hitter, some giant named Goliath.
I see.
Anyway, Surly Company was all that was left, so we deployed 200 strong.
What happened then?
Well, it's a long march for Urbani, sir, and most of us broke down on the way. All said and done, the only ones who made it were me, the 113th, and a signal bot we call Primer. The rest are all out there in the dunes somewhere.
I'm sorry.
War's war, sir. If it didn't crash hard, they wouldn't have built us in the first place.
If it makes you feel any better, Horatio cut Goliath's finger off.
Well, sir, someone ought to stick a medal on your chest.
Why are you in line?
Seeing as how I'm on the outside now, sir, I figured I had to go pay restitution for shooting up the enemy HQ.
Enemy HQ.
Yes, sir. That big tower in the center of the city.
Okay, so why haven't you paid? It sounds like all of this happened a long time ago.
Years ago, sir. But the courthouse has been locked down the whole time. I figured they'll open it up eventually, and then I can clear my name.
What if it doesn't open?
Well, sir, I know all about hurry up and wait.
What happened to 113th and Primer?
After we got to Metropol, we tried to put up a fight, but couldn't do much. They fried 113th, and my rifles jammed. Primer surrendered on our behalf. After dressing us down, they took all my big guns and sold the 113th shell to some scrap dealer. Primer never was the same. He encrypted part of his own logic so he wouldn't have to think about losing the war any longer. Then, he disappeared beneath the city. And me, I came here.
How did the war end?
For Surly Company, it ended when we staggered in here and surrendered. Beyond that, sir, it's all above my pay grade. Truth is, sir, we never even knew what we were fighting for, let alone what the Metropolitans wanted. So I can't say for certain that Metropole won, but I'm pretty sure Urbani lost, what with all the civilians being dead and the army being beaten.
How do you know you even have to pay something?
This seems logical, sir.
What if I could pay your fine for you, or get it canceled?
Well, sir, then I'd be much obliged, and I'll probably just leave town. Can't say that I'd much like being in enemy territory.
And how are we gonna do that, boss?
I'll figure something out. I inspected the damage. All you did was ding the metal.
Well, sir, until someone shows me the law that says I don't have to pay, I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Can I try opening that door?
Lay that, sir. The authorities told me that no one goes in till the door opens on its own.
But aren't we on the same side?
Affirmative, sir. But since I'm on CivDiv now, my programming requires me to submit to the local authorities.
Goodbye.
Over and out, sir.
Let's see. During the Primordium, at least 3 other great cities existed. Civitas, Municipa, and Urbani. Little is known about them other than that they were all part of the War of the Four Cities, and all were presumed to have been destroyed during the conflict. What? Fragmentary data describes a great primordial conflict among 4 cities, of which Metropole was one. The other cities, Urbani, Civitas, and Municipa, are believed to have been destroyed. Of them, Urbani was the greatest threat to Metropole, but its most dangerous weapon was destroyed by Metropole's guardian, Goliath. The notorious Urbanian hacker and vandal known as Primer has been exiled to the Underworks. Although there was insufficient proof to impose criminal punishment upon him, Metromind has forbidden him the use of public streets or utilities, effectively forcing him to stay in the quarantine area. Okay.
There's no few. I doubt. There's no reason to cut. There's no reason. A rather simple-looking model. What are you doing here?
Waiting.
For what?
My bus.
I'm pretty sure the bus isn't coming.
It will come.
Your bus is a burning wreck about 2 blocks from here.
It will come. I must go home. Metromind will take me home. I am...
Bus stop. Buses run every 10 minutes. 10 is crossed out, and 30 is written below it. 30 is crossed out, and 60 is written below it. 60 is crossed out, and daily is written below it.
Daily minutes? That doesn't make sense.
If it makes you feel better, daily is crossed out, and service suspended is written below it.
I am waiting. I am waiting.
gray android. Did you buy an Urbanian robot named 113th Legion build?
I've done a lot of trades, Tyro. I can't be expected to keep track of them all.
Let me see your stuff.
Come take a look. 1-5, but if you can...
That servo unit.
That there's no...
Not interested.
That's a water. My memory, I'll trade it for something real.
You wanted something int. How about the silver disc?
Fine trade, Tyro. Here's the memory access device. Now, all you need to do is plug it into the data pouch.
But there's no plug.
Never said there was.
That was easy. Even easier.
Information regarding 187th Legion build.
Okay.